broadcasting live to the world, the Kart Racing Network. And we're racing, and Danny Formal jumps into the lead because Sean Owens doesn't try to. Oh, there's some touching there. And Michael Ilavia goes into second place. That could have ended in tears at a very, very early stage. Daniel Formal leading from Michael Ilavia. Sean Owens, who didn't try to outgun Danny Formal from the front row at the start. He just slotted safely in third place, and it's a strategy that worked. However, Danny Formal already has a couple of lengths on the drivers behind him, halfway round the opening lap. Now, let's have a look at that touch. Oh my, that could have happened badly, couldn't it? 4:20, Sean Owens. 4:03, Michael Ilavia. Both of them could have spun out. It wouldn't necessarily have been terminal, and in a small field, they could have fought back. But they'll be very grateful that didn't happen. Danny Formal's lead is a clear one, but Michael Ilavia getting a little bit closer. Danny was a good 2 kart lengths clear at one point. We're on to the second lap. Alex Tartaglia in third place, Sean Owens in fourth, Mitch Carey fifth, Evan Poliski sixth, and Nathan Maul in difficulty, is he? CJ Cram it was who didn't come round on the opening lap. So only 7 runners at the moment now. As I read that, I do believe that CJ Cram hasn't completed a lap. These are your front running 4, and they are the race leader out of shot, Danny Formal. In shot, Michael Ilavia second, Alex Tartaglia third, Sean Owens 4. Sweeping round turn 1 in the distance, the 5th place man you saw there was Mitch Carey. Well, we have a blog in from Troy Ross. How did Sean get front row when he finished third? Well, the answer to that is that Nathan Maul had a contact with 464. Sean, he was assessed a penalty, I understand. Sean Owens on the official result was classified second, with Michael Ilavia third and Nathan Maul fourth. And that's how Sean came to be starting on the front row. But he's running in 4th place at the moment. Danny Formal starts another lap. This is lap 4. Well, Danny Formal's Danny Formal's lead is a clear lead, but he hasn't blasted away from the field, has he? And Michael Ilavia and Alex Tartaglia giving a good chase. Alex Tartaglia, the 17-year-old in third place in particular, going well. Haven't seen Alex Tartaglia race before. He's from Colleyville, Texas. I've seen him race before here this weekend at Mooresville, North Carolina. Daniel Formal from Orlando, Florida, with relations and a ethnic background from Costa Rica, leads the race as we come down to start lap 5. In second place, just 0.17 of a second behind him, is Michael Ilavia. Third place is Alex Tartaglia, and those 3 have broken clear of Sean Owens, who has got himself detached rather quickly from what was a front-running 4, is now a front-running 3. Well, I asked the question, what does Danny Formal's strategy read? Is he taking it easy at 80%, 90%? The message from Michael Ilavia, I think we saw moments ago, was I'm 100% as he clipped that curb, trying to go the fast way round. And of course, as well as trying to catch Danny Formal, he's got to hold off the very significant challenge of Alex Tartaglia. Alex Tartaglia well in touch in third place. Bit of a gap to Sean Owens at the top of your screen. Mitch Carey in 5th place, just coming into sight momentarily. And these 5 clear. Behind Mitch Carey, 5th. Evan Poliski is 6th. Nathan Maul is still running, but running in last place in 7th because CJ Cram not taking any part after the opening. Don't know if CJ did actually start the race, but certainly didn't complete the opening lap. Danny Formal coming down before us has a lead there, according to our television screen, of something like 3 kart lengths. 1, 2, well, make it 2.5 kart lengths lead, 2 3/4. In second place, Michael Ilavia just drifting back a little bit. The lead was 0.22 of a second. Let's have a double check now. It's 0.34 of a second. So Danny Formal on lap 6 increased his lead by 50% in terms of time, and looking at the distance on our television screen and peeping over the top of this open tent where we're broadcasting from in the broadcasting booth, I would put that at a good 4 kart lengths now. Just opposite us, yeah, that's a 4 kart length lead, and maybe we're just seeing Danny Formal just begin to swing away into a lead that he will build on from here. Having said that, Michael Ilavia has not been shaken off. Alex Tartaglia, whilst he's not as close to Michael Ilavia as he was, is also well in touch. Sean Owens at the top of your screen is in 4th place, a rather lonely 4th place, is well behind Alex Tartaglia 3rd, but is well in front of Mitch Carey, who is 5th. Nathan Maul up to 6th, because Nathan Maul has gone past Evan Poliski, who is running 7th, and the last one of our 7 runners. We're at the 1/3 race distance. Danny Formal. I don't know if they're watching here live. I know they're here, or if they're watching from an RV or something. If they are watching from an RV, I'll say hi to Monica, hi to Sabi, say hi to little kid brother Jaime. Hope to call a race of Jaime Formal one day. Right now I'm calling a race from his big brother Danny Formal, who sets off on lap 9 in a comfortable lead, not a dominating lead, but a comfortable lead from Michael Ilavia 2nd, Alex Tartaglia 3rd. Once again, we're at the 2013 US Rotax Grand Nationals here at GoPro Motorplex Mooresville. Mooresville just to the north of Charlotte, the state capital of North Carolina. The 2013 US Rotax Grand Nationals presented by Ocala Grand Prix, a circuit very, very, very well known to our race leader, Daniel Formal. This particular class sponsored by Dallas Karting Complex. We say thank you to Dallas Karting Complex and to the charismatic Mike Jones for their sponsorship of the class. Now, is Alex Tartaglia getting a little bit closer to Michael Ilavia? Yes, he is. Alex Tartaglia in 3rd place. Just looks to be closing up slightly on Michael Ilavia as Danny Formal sweeps round towards the half race distance. Well, Danny Formal won all of his heats, won by 2.6 seconds over Sean Owens. The Nathan Maul result with a contact with Kart 464, who was Mitch Carey. A little bit of a downfall for Nathan. Nathan is up into 6th place, but struggling, and for the driver who won the qualifying practice to start on pole position in all the heats, a little bit disappointing to say the very least. We move into the second half of the race. At the half race distance, Daniel Formal led, Michael Ilavia was 2nd, Alex Tartaglia was 3rd, Sean Owens was 4th, Mitch Carey was 5th, Nathan Maul 6th, Evan Poliski 7th, and CJ Cram not taking any part in the race. Danny Formal, the driver, in shot, with 9.5 laps standing between himself and an American championship in DD2. Danny Formal, who was only tickled around in DD2, as his father Donald told me, before this first race event that he's gone in. I did see Danny Formal driving in CIK events in Europe, but Danny struggled a little bit with weight issues then. I have to say, he's got himself really trimmed down. Nicely in shape is Danny, but of course he's a big frame guy, and maybe the DD2 class a little bit more generous in the spec, giving him, well, not giving him an advantage, but avoiding the disadvantage that he would have had continuing racing in Rotax Senior. Danny Formal leads, Michael Ilavia in 2nd place. 3rd place, Alex Tartaglia. They're the drivers we see in view. At the very top of your screen, just coming into shot, was Sean Owens in a very lonely 4th place. Down the incline, up the incline, right at turn 1 on lap 13. Heading round towards the 2/3 race distance. Not yet there. And Danny Formal not needing to do anything extravagant, just keep it safe. Danny Formal's best lap time was 47.287. Michael Ilavia's best lap time was 47.364, so that's not a lot behind Danny. And Alex Tartaglia's best time, 47.367, just 3/1000ths slower than Michael Ilavia's, was also not a lot behind Danny's 47.287. So in terms of overall fast pace, not a lot in it, but Danny Formal from pole position getting that start and just building on it, and Danny Formal having actually set the fastest lap in the race at 47.287. He's just done a 47.434. Michael Ilavia has done a 47.47, and Alex Tartaglia a 47.58. So Danny Formal is increasing his lead on every lap by this small margin, and not looking under pressure, not looking under threat. This is lap 14. Into the final 1/3 of the race, coming down to start lap 15, at the end of which we shall reach the 3/4 race distance. Michael Ilavia still second, Sean Owen still third, Mitch Carey fourth. Sorry, not Sean Owen still third. Sean Owens having taken over the third place that was seemingly Alex Tartaglia's for keeps, because I didn't see what's happened to Alex Tartaglia while I was looking at the timing screen to tell you those fast times. Alex Tartaglia has picked up a disaster and has gone out of the race. Well, apologies that I was trying to bring you some information that might have explained a few things to us, but the bottom line is I've missed that move by Alex Tartaglia. Well, it wasn't a move. There's something gone wrong for Alex, and that now promotes Sean Owens into a podium position in third. Mitch Carey goes up to fourth, Nathan Moore up to fifth, and Evan Poliski, the sixth place driver at the 3/4 race distance, is the last man on the grid. Well, we'll have to ask Alex Tartaglia what that was about, but what a disappointment for the 17-year-old, because Alex Tartaglia from Colleyville, Texas, in the Dallas area, driving that Sodi Sigma powered by the Rotax DD2 engine, finding something going wrong, and that was on lap 14. Something going wrong on lap 14 for Alex Tartaglia, and going out of the race. Well, a race that was looking pretty safe for Danny Formal is looking even safer, because this is the start of lap 17. And his lead over Michael Ilavia is 1.3 seconds, or as good as 1.3, 1.292. Sean Owens is a good 5 seconds behind him. Danny is at Master DD2 weight. He's put on muscle and weighs 188 pounds. Tim, thanks for telling me that. Comment from Troy Ross. Sorry, Alex, really? But yes, Sean. Comment from Hugh Janus. Danny is at DD2 Masters weight. Comment from Nick Well. Great coverage, guys. Thanks for that. So pleased to see Danny not having issues with weight that's kept him out of kart racing. It would have been sad indeed to have lost Danny to kart racing simply because of the heavyweight frame, and this may well be a niche that he will stick around in for some years to come. I certainly hope so. He's one of my favourite drivers. I did write in the karting magazine, some years ago, I said there's emerging talent in the United States. There's 3 youngsters, keep an eye on them. Jesus Rios Jr. was one, Nick Neary was the other, Danny Formal was the third. And, well, don't want to be boastful about it, but the guys have proved me right, haven't they? Danny Formal sweeping down to complete another lap. This is the start of lap 19, therefore 2 to go. And history indeed could be made here, because Danny Formal, if he stays where he is for the remaining 2 laps, he will be the American champion. Has anybody ever won an American championship previously in their first ever event in that particular class? Norma Stitz, hey, I love what you've just blogged in, Norma. I'm not going to say it on air, but that makes this Englishman feel good. Comment from Derek Hennick. Great coverage, and go Sean. Get to that podium. Well, it's pretty much doing what you're asking. There's one to go, one to go. Danny Formal leads. Michael Ilavia second. Sean Owens at the moment heading for that podium. One to go. One lap remaining in the 2013 US Rotax Grand Nationals here at the GoPro Motorplex, Mooresville. We're in North Carolina. We're witnessing history. I don't want to put the announcer's curse on. I really don't. But I want to say this is looking good for Danny Formal. And what a story. It's a fairy tale story. I'm going to go in a new class. And in my first race, I'll win the American Championship. How good would that be? We're less than a half a lap from it happening, less than a quarter lap, one turn remaining. The American champion in DD2 is Danny Formal. Danny Formal wins it on his debut in the class, and boy is he happy. Crossing himself quietly, thanks to someone upstairs. Hey, Michael Ilavia, very sporting handshake from Michael Ilavia, second place. Sean Owens coming home in third place, making the podium. Mitch Carey fourth, Nathan Maul fifth, an unlucky Nathan Maul. Things have gone wrong for him after heat 3 and the pre-final and the final. Evan Poliski coming home in sixth place. Huge commiserations to Alex Tartaglia, on course for a podium finish. It didn't happen. He went out on lap 40.